bring it to the ground and the crowd go wild, man. They don't know we all like. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly to the.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don of the Mid-Atlantic, the Rock Middle Region's best kept secret. I am the Don, Chaz Evans, and you're checking out the 3 Count Podcast presents Chaz and Friends. All right, this is our weekly wrestling debate show, but it's not about me. Well, it is about me because it's my show, but let me introduce you my friends because they're just as important as me. All right, let's start this off first. This guy right here, all right, he is the figurehead, okay? All right, he's the guy that makes us money, because if you saw this face in the boardroom, or if you saw Damien's face, you would definitely laugh at us. So he is the landlord of the
I am threatening.
Exactly my point.
Shit done, sir.
Exactly. He is the landlord of the Dog Pound. He is the Red Dog of Red Dogs, and you can catch him in the New England area because he's an independent wrestler up there. Okay, book him, ladies and gentlemen. He is the Red Dog.
What's up? It's the Air Force Veteran Intel Specialist, the one you call on when you need to get your job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog. And also, Damien, like, I get deals done without coercion. Like, I don't threaten people. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, naturally, people are like, hey, you know what? Let's do business with Cliff. Where when they see you, they're like, what does Damien have on me? Even though they
exactly
know what
exactly. I get it done, though. I get it done.
It's an honest day's work of a liar.
Oh, man. Well, with that being said, all right, he needs no introduction because he is the supervillain, ladies and gentlemen. All right. He was there for the first wrestling match, okay? He was literally there, all right, right there in the crowd watching the very first wrestling match. And then today we're going to talk about the latest firing in wrestling. But ladies and gentlemen, he is the supervillain. He is 4,000 million trillion years old. That's because he's been there that long.
He's been there.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Damien Fatal.
Yep. And guess what? I'm in fuck around find out mode today. So
oh, geez. I'm
fuck around and find out.
Oh, man. That's so like good because so when my wife, normally when my wife and kids, they normally leave when I do when we do the show, but they're here today. So I gave her a warning. I said, yeah, I'm going to be loud today. I got a lot on my mind. Okay.
There's a lot on all around mine.
And I told her, I was like, just fair warning, I will be loud today. And she was like, great. So if you're in that type of mood, if you're in that mood and I'm in my mood, all right, Cliff, are we getting hot ass Red Dog today too?
I bet this would be the rare time where all of us decide that it's time to like go off for a little
yes! This is the end. Listen, I have been waiting 4 years, all right, for this moment to happen where everyone is riled up. Let's get right down to it. First of all, if you have not already done so, make sure you follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. 3count_pod on X, but 3count pod everywhere else. All right, even
it's
on
Twitter.
Thread.
It's fucking Twitter.
Okay,
Twitter.
It's
Twitter.
You're right.
Twitter.
It is Twitter. It is Twitter.
And fuck that X shit.
That's what everyone look. When all the big wig media personalities are calling it X, I gotta follow suit. I'm not gonna be behind on the time.
I'm not a follower. I'm a leader, sir.
That's well.
It goes right back to calling it Twitter, though.
Anyway, with that being said, subscribe to us on YouTube. All right, please subscribe to us on YouTube, cause like if you haven't done so, you should know. Because we got all the cool content.
That's going to become why, isn't it? Fuck me.
If you have not hit that bell button so you get a notification, make sure you do that so you always know when we drop our fire content. Our interview show, Now Went to the Ring and Now Entering the Ring 201, is also on our YouTube channel. So subscribe to that. Also, for our podcast listeners who are listening to us on their favorite podcast, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, podcast.com, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a like. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, all my Apple users, make sure you give us a 5-star frog splash off of Planet Vegeta.
You know what?
That's
If you
crazy.
have on an iPhone, you just need to get a new phone.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's even crazier that you said Planet Vegeta because I feel like with what's going on right now, 5 minutes into the show, just like Planet Vegeta, it exploded and gone all sorts of off the rails.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, make sure you give it a
Yeah.
5-star frog splash review.
Someone definitely out there is like, what a nerd. Why would
Right,
you-
exactly.
You know?
They're probably like, what a nerd. Planet Vegeta, what is
Why the
that?
hell am I watching this? I thought this was a wrestling thing. I thought
Right, like they haven't
they were
talked
gonna talk
anything about
like,
wrestling.
CM Punk.
Right, I'm waiting to hear about what's with CM Punk. CM Punk.
That's what the teaser was.
It was.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was, yeah.
All right,
I
I
did-
guess you want to jump into it, or you want to do
Fine,
some
let's
other business first.
let's get down to it. If you already know to buy a shirt, so buy one.
Listen to our interview show.
And
Logan-
do
Logan
that.
LaRue is gonna be on.
Seriously. Yeah, listen to that. All right, look, let's get down to it. CM Punk. All right, as always, he's our favorite guy to talk about over the last 2.5 years. CM Punk. That's always either CM Punk, Roman Reigns, or Charlotte Flair or Tamina. That's normally how this show
Look,
rolls.
we've been talking about
Or
CM Punk
Jericho.
since he left WWE in general.
That's facts. We
If you
have
wanna
been.
really, if you really want to think about it, he's been on everybody's mouth since he left WWE.
That's fact.
Since
So
that
let's
ended
get
that
to
whole
it.
run.
It is official. CM Punk is terminated. All right. So is there a chance for a CM Punk match?
I love this comments already coming in, and I just missed them, so I'm like
They
super
just
excited.
flooded it.
CM Punk was terminated as an employee and as a wrestler from All Elite Wrestling. It is the official first firing for the young upstart wrestling promotion.
Second, wasn't Jimmy Havoc fired too?
No, he was. Remember, he
No,
retired.
He retired.
Like they were legit gonna fire him, and then he ultimately decided just to retire. So
He did it smartly.
yeah,
Smart man. Smart man. Look at that. Punk
he's like,
shoulda
no,
did that.
no, you're not firing Jimmy Havoc. Jimmy Havoc retires. That's
Yeah.
what I do.
I mean, technically, I guess Punk kind of quit too, didn't
No,
More-
that motherfucker got fired.
he? Well, no, he got fired, but I'm just saying he said that he was going to quit. So
So let's
He
get
got fired on his day off.
he did. He did.
Chaz is trying to
How
like
did
get in
you
it.
get
We're like, no,
fired?
we're just gonna throw this out.
Oh, on your day off, bro.
because I have a whole think piece on this CM Punk joint.
Go ahead,
Oh.
put your piece out there.
No. You don't
No. You
No,
don't
no.
want. I
What's
gotta
up,
think.
man?
Well, everybody knows he got fired
Yeah, it's the
because
destruction.
Jungle Boy
So,
wanted to
this-
fuck around and find
Yeah,
out.
everybody knows the situation. Everybody knows the situation. But the thing is this: was it a right move? Was this the right move? That's the topic. Was this the right
Okay.
move?
I don't know.
I got my
Listen,
answer for that.
Listen. Look, okay, fuck it. Let me go. Let me go.
Okay.
All right, go
This
first.
kid, like, I can't even say anything bad about Jungle Boy, right? This guy went out and tested the waters and then went further, right? And then Punk said what he said. What really kills me, right, was the fact that Tony Khan is up there with this fucking microphone, right? Like, I have never been so scared in my life. Like,
Oh, thank
shut
you.
the fuck up. Like, what? You are
Like,
the man
you were-
eating this shit. Look, you cannot say that. Vince has never went out there and been like, oh man, today I shit myself because Stone Cold came at me. Like, when Brock Lesnar threw the title at Vince, we never heard Vince go, I was scared for my life, brother. Like, that never happened. So I'm still like so lost at like this speech that you gave, like you made, like, and I get it. Yes, I understand. Like, you were scared in the back, like monitors are falling on you, right? Like, everybody's like, there's a big battle going on. whatever, believe half what you hear or believe half what you see, none what you hear. But it's like,
No, legitimately for that, because
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
cool. Like it is what it is. At this point, I'm like, bro, like you're the guy that is riding this ship, and you're the one out there talking about it. As for Jack, like, hey man, test the waters, dude. You said they gave you the approval to do what you wanted to do. Punk came in and tried to override some shit on a show that really didn't, on a situation that didn't involve him. He got himself into something that it didn't really matter. And then, like, Jack took it a step further on something that didn't matter. Like, you're in the 0 hour breaking glass. Sure, cool. You wanted to swing your dick because you're like, I'm a pillar of this company and no one's gonna fire me. And Phil was just like, I'm gonna test these waters too. And then Phil got fired. But it's just so dumb to me that Tony was just sitting up there like, you said your piece, man, right? You're the bad guy sometimes. You got to be that dude. And you gave your piece, and then you just went off the rocker, and you were like, I was so scared of my life. I didn't know what to do. So I valued what the people with the being in charge of the committee, the punishment committee, and I just went with them, and then it all falls on me, and lo and behold, on me. I'm like, whatever. You should just shut the fuck up and just let that shit ride and not said anything. I don't think, to be real, Punk's not in the wrong for checking Jungle Boy to make sure that he's being safe, right? And I understand that part. But in the same token, man, if you got it cleared from everybody from the top down, your point is irrelevant. It goes back to that whole situation where Booker T was talking about when Punk came in and talked about, I'm the locker room leader, make sure you pick up your trash. And then Booker threw a Snicker bar on the ground and was just like, I'm not picking that up. And he did it. He just left. It's just like, true leaders don't tell people they're the leader. They just know they are. And to see Punk kind of getting his feelings because someone pushed the fucking boundaries, like, it's stupid. And then I look at Jack, and Jack was like, I'm gonna push the buttons because it's real glass, cry me a river. Like, shut up, man. Like, get out of here. Yes, I'm gonna look. One of the comments just came in. I'm gonna put this on there. The best Phil is in our chat right now. I don't care what anybody says. Phil's character is in the chat right now.
Yes,
that's the only
I like that
Phil
Phil.
that matters.
I like that Phil.
yes,
That's
yes.
it. I'm sorry. There's my.
I wanted to throw something out there real quick. So, like you said, like
Punk was set up.
Oh no, he was. I'm gonna talk about that in a bit. I'm gonna talk about that when we grind my gears. I'll talk about that.
Cool.
But,
go ahead, Damien. Go ahead.
With that being said, so from my understanding, from what I heard, Jungle Boy was told by doctors, Shivani, and several other people to not do the glass spot, even though he had permission from Tony. They came to Punk to tell him to say something.
Okay. Time out real quick. I'm gonna let you finish, Damien, because look, it's just Cliff. We had the same conversation. Did we not have the same conversation? Did we not have this conversation about what Bully said on Busted Open?
Yep. On
how it does not matter. Yeah.
Go ahead, say it.
And it's crazy. And that's why those whole Punk thing has just been. I've been laughing at it, honestly. I am upset being like I said, I'm a CM Punk fan. I've always enjoyed Punk, but like it's a little bum hurt. Like, darn, I didn't get to see him wrestle again. Like I was in his last match in Baltimore. I mean, before he left that year, I was like, darn, I didn't get to a show to see Punk yet. But whatever. But look, if it was about agents, and so you have to respect your agents, and you have to respect the people in charge. If what happens is this in WWE, you don't talk to Vince right after the match. You don't talk to Vince unless Vince wants to talk to you. You'll talk. The first people you see coming out of once you come through Gorilla is the agent. They tell you what's up, this, that, and the third.
Exactly.
And AEW, they go straight to Tony. Tony and Tony is gonna be, not, I hate to say the term, but being a mark on what he is. Yeah, man, it was great match. Oh, buddy, I loved it. Loved it. 5-star. Then they go see the agent. Yeah, man, so your foot placement is off, and yeah, that spot, yeah, I cut that completely out. All right, cool. But Tony liked it. What the fuck? I like. Who? All right, cool. Who cares what you say?
Yeah.
And you got and
At
like
that point is why you
and
got
and,
the
and
job.
Punk and that's why whereas Punk is right. Where in the first media scrum where he says they, when there was a question it was asked that was like, how does it feel with all these minds, all these great minds y'all have backstage? He like, yes, I mean, it don't mean nothing. You don't want to use it. Like you have all these great minds and they're telling you this stuff. But if Tony goes, yeah, nah, man, what you're doing is fine. Why do I need to listen to you? Why do I need to listen to a Jerry Lynn that's backstage? Why do I need to listen to a Mark Henry or a Chris Jericho? People that like Jimmy, let's be keeping buck 50. Despite
Christian,
a Chris, right?
Big
A Christian, a
Show,
Paul White, a Big Show.
Billy Gunn, Arn Anderson.
Hard.
Like they got a slew of fucking people, and all these young kids are like, "Yo,
Don't
fuck it."
forget.
That's free. That's free knowledge, but it's like,
Not that I'm
oh,
myself, but here's like something, right? I think it goes back to where you reach a certain level, right? And you got to this level, and now you're like, I don't need to be heard from anybody else, right? Like I don't have to hear anybody because the owner told me I did a great job. I don't gotta listen to these other people, and it's weird because like you would think that when you got to that level, right? Even if the owner told you, hey man, like you did a great job, right? You would think that you would still want to go out and search for that other advice, like the bigger advice to help you grow, right? Because let's be real, right? Larry Fitzgerald, right? For those guys who don't know, he played for the Arizona Cardinals most of his career, right? I think it was all of his career. Anyway, going to be hands down one of the greatest receivers of all time. One of the greatest, right? That dude used to hold on camps with other elite receivers that were being ran by guys like Michael Irvin, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, and Marvin Harrison. Some of the greatest minds of receivers in the game. And he was having those guys come to a practice that he was holding with other elite receivers to make them more elite. So in the mindset, like guys have to have that mindset that I can go and do the same thing if I go out and find guys like a Jerry Lynn, like a Dean Malenko, like a Big Show, like a Mark Henry, and gain more knowledge. But you have a guy like Jack, like Jungle Boy, and I get it, Jungle Boy, PWG went through, worked his ass off, got to AEW, right? You still would think that you want to get up to that next level and keep pushing to get that next level. But at some point, like
Man, fuck Jack
they just
Harry.
checked out. They're just like, nah, like I'm at where I'm at.
PWG wasn't
fuck that.
fired. Hasn't been fired since the Young Bucks were there in 2014. Don't tell me PWG like that means something.
But that was the start of AEW.
Yeah. I mean, that's
It
fine.
pretty much was.
That's what I'm getting at. That's all I'm getting at. I'm not getting at like PWG is like the elite of the elite. It is a good show, and you do get a lot of great matches in there. But that's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at the point that just because you were here, now you're here, you can stop being here and not think about getting to another level. Like AEW is not the top of the crowd. It's just not the cream of the crowd.
Unfortunately, it's not. So do I think Tony made the right decision? Tony had to do something. At this point, he had to do something. Is it really sad that he grew a set of balls finally? Yes. Yes, it is. Can this hurt him? Maybe. Maybe. He might have a tough time in Chicago, but I think he'll be okay. But he had to do something. Like, you saw this, it's on video, it happened in front of you, you did nothing to stop it. The only thing left you got to do is somebody's got to lose their job. And I mean, granted, no, I didn't want to see Punk lose his job, but I'm gonna be honest. If I was in the same position, like Jack Perry wouldn't have been escorted out of the building; he would have been taken out on a stretcher.
Somebody brought that.
I would have dropped.
Wasn't there like
I would have dropped
Facebook that was going around talking about Taker? If it was like 96 and Taker was in the back, and Jack would have done something like that, then they're like, Jungle Boy would have stepped up to Taker. Taker would have punched him in the face, knocked him out, just went out, wrestled his match, and nothing would have happened about it. And I was like, I mean, yeah, that was the 90s. That's the way things were
wrestling.
Done, right?
Yeah, but all right. So
now.
I'm from that old school, right? This is point blank in general. But with that being said, like, I'm sorry, as a person and as a man, I ain't gonna let nobody fucking check me, especially live in front of a bunch of fucking people. they gonna fuck
That
around and find out. Point blank in general, this is wrestling. Like seriously, I get it that the culture has changed, but at the root of it, man, like we handle our problems with ourselves. Like it doesn't need to be publicized. It
Well, we've
happens in the
always
locker room.
and that's
we
the thing. That's the thing, and that's another thing. I ultimately, I look there. There was issues from the start from this company. Period. As far as a leadership issue, we've stated it on the
Yeah,
show
yeah.
because this is not the first scuffle that's happened backstage.
no.
No, it's just the biggest because of who's involved.
It's
That's
exactly
the only reason.
because look because remember what you call it. Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker and all, well, not even just Britt. It was Thunder Rosa versus all of them, all the ladies.
Yeah,
That was a situation. No one really talked about it. It was a little chatter here there, but no one really talked about it. All right,
Andrade and Sammy.
Andrade, yeah,
Why didn't Andrade get fired? He like legitly hit this man,
Andrade, Eddie, and
and he
Sammy.
got sent home. Yeah, and he got sent home. And then Sammy got to like for what he did to escalate the situation. He got the main event and get the victory
Uh,
at the
like,
same time, at the same night that happened.
and
It's
then
favoritism.
and not even the thing. And I forget what Sammy did. Sammy the comments with Mercedes.
Yeah.
Like
And he still got a job.
my man still got a job. But let me just
It's
put somebody in a headlock that I do anyway in the ring. Like he gets fired. It's and then it just it from the jump. It's something. There have been
There's
always been
probably more
issues.
stuff though going behind the
And
scenes.
then the disciplinary team. Did y'all see the names of people on this
Yeah.
disciplinary
No, I
team?
didn't see who
No,
was
I
on
didn't
it.
see the
No, who's
names.
on
Wonderful. So Christopher Daniels, Matt Hardy,
it?
Aubrey,
Oh no.
and there was someone else.
He's
And
like fucked from jump. He was fucked from the first name you said.
I thought I saved it, but Aubrey, and there's another one. There's another name I can't. It escapes me. Oh wow, I can't find it. Darn.
And that was fair.
I tried to be
That was
fair.
fair. That was
Yeah.
fair.
Bro,
No,
like it's all
that was fair.
it's all who's all buddy with who? The Elite.
Exactly. Yo, it was a setup. It was a setup from jump. They were like, "Yo, Jungle Boy, go out there and like say something smart ass and watch Punk get fired." Come on, everybody had to know that if he got into another physical altercation, I'm pretty sure he signed something that was like, "Yo, this is automatic termination." This
Like,
decision came up way too fast, way too fucking easy. Did
my
I see it
Well, and
happening? Yes,
another part
actually,
though,
I did.
and then on that, and then what really bothers me is that it looked from all the reports, it all looks like, and then like I said, we don't know who's there. It's all speculation, hearsay. But everyone's saying that Punk was trying when Punk came back, the second time after the injury and after the whole media scrum last year, he was trying to make the amends with the Elite. It was the Elite who weren't with it. More so the Bucks, because there was it was a meeting that's supposed to be had in Wembley, or what you call it, before.
Yeah, the week before.
To squash everything, to mend fences, and they canceled on that. And
then
then the day they get fired, right? The day he gets fired, who's on CM Punk show now?
yeah.
Exactly. Who took a victory lap after the cameras cut?
Right? Come on, guy. Yeah.
And that's okay, but that's okay though. Like
It always, and the funny thing is this, and when and it like I never liked the Bucks to begin with. Like I've always stated that, and it makes me not really not like them, because like
no, they were better when they were Generation Me.
and I wasn't even watching them then. I probably and then when I realized when I realized who was, and it clicked, I was like, wow, they weren't that, didn't care for them to remember them, because I've probably seen them.
They were always an off-brand Hardy Boys. Let's call it.
Thank you. So look, that was my next. Yeah, AEW still has Jeff. Jeff's a DUI away from getting fired.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on there too. Oh, so you got both.
Yeah. No, he's still. Yeah.
No, he's not on the list, but it's just like it's a
you got his.
So
you got his.
fair, right? I get the aspect of like, Christopher Daniels and Aubrey Edwards and Matt, right? They're all buddy with with those guys.
There's
right?
another name on there, and I wish I
But
remember.
it's almost to the point where it's comical.
Oh, Shivani.
Oh,
Shivani.
it's comical when you hear like,
There,
oh,
there.
and it's weird because it's comical in the sense that like who's on this roster. Now that you say those 4 names, now I'm like, damn, like you kind of like you're almost gonna start feeling bad for Punk, right? Because now the crowd's gonna be like, oh, they find out all this stuff, they're gonna come back and they're gonna be like, yo, get them the hell out of here. I think the difference is there might have been like a lot of stuff that was going on behind the scenes that just things weren't vibing with, right?
I'm pretty
Like
sure.
I just say that with Punk, right? Because
Yeah,
Punk's in the
I'm pretty
back.
sure.
He has this whole TV show that's developed around him, right? That let's be real, because that's what Collision is. That wasn't really
Yep.
it. If Punk's not there, AEW Dark and Dark Elevation is still going on right now. Like it's just like they
True.
close those down so that they can open this up. I think my biggest problem with that though is that you have this dude who legitimately has been causing problems in the back, right? And I say that in the sense of Punk, like he wanted to get in there, he just wanted, and he full service, right? He said this, I just want to come in and I just want to help grow the team, right? That's the first thing he talks about, right? Just want to grow people and make it better, make his situation better. And then out of nowhere, here comes this fucking promo from Hangman that just goes in on him, right? For no reason. Right. But you know why? Because obviously, there's 2 guys in the back that are like, hey, you should say some shit and let's see what happens. Then what happens? Phil gets in his feelings because that's what Phil does. And then he goes off and defends himself, right? And he tells him, he's like, hey, man, like the apology needs to be as big as the accusation or whatever he said, right? And then they get into a scuffle, right? After the match or after the show. They both get suspended. They both get moved off. And I'm sure when he came back, he's like, hey, we're going to have a drama-free locker room in Collision. We're not going to have that shit that happens on Dynamite and blah, 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 blah. And in the midst of it, they brought it up on Wrestle Talk, right? They were talking about how it just seemed like Punk was like always in the middle of somebody else's drama. That just didn't matter. And then Jack Perry was clearly this situation that broke the camel's back. And
Like, yeah, and but like, why did Punk have to go tell Jack? Why
Because,
did
like I said, well, all right. So look, we also have to remember this. He got fired from being a wrestler and an employee. So obviously, he was doing other stuff behind the scenes.
True.
So therefore, if Collision is his show, he was probably like the main person that everybody was like running shit over. Therefore, if you have a group of people saying, yo, this dumb motherfucker wants to use real glass and have another Goldberg incident.
And I understand, like, not wanting that situation.
Yo, you need to say something to this kid.
But then, like,
he's not trying to listen.
But
come to think about it,
isn't
car glass plexiglass anyway? Like,
only the front windshield.
Yeah.
I mean, the side windshields can break in small pieces, but it's a lot easier to like really fuck yourself up for trying to break that.
Full transparency, when it comes to that Goldberg situation, right, in the real glass, he was the idiot that put his hand through the wrong glass.
Oh no, I didn't say he wasn't. That was his fault. But I'm just saying,
glass in that car.
I mean, for me, what I'm saying is, like, Jungle Boy should have used his head when it came to that situation. You could have still did that and not used real glass, and it still looked believable. Like, at the end of the day, you gonna put your career on the line because you're a fucking moron, and like, I fucking hate that guy. I really do. I really do. I'm not sure if I hate him more or Jericho more. I still think it's Jericho. But he's like right there.
It's weird though, that a guy who can work though, right? As in Punk, right? A guy who's working and bringing viewers and bringing all this stuff in and bringing revenue, and more people are coming to see the shows, right? That all of a sudden, like, he has these 2 big incidents with the EVPs, right? And then let's just call it what it is, because Tony calls it that way, one of the pillars. And at that point, you make the decision, well, it's him. It's not those guys. And it's like, everybody here is at fault. Everybody here is at fault.
Everyone.
To be fair, Phil, hey, if he got it cleared from everybody from the top down on Dynamite to do and film the angle on Collision, man, listen, I understand where Phil's coming from. I get about saving your body, and I get about like want to have these long kind of careers, but hey, he's a grown ass man. Like, his name is Jungle Boy. That's just his nickname, man. That dude is Jack Perry. He is like 27 years old. Let that man go through the glass.
So yeah, he is. Yeah, he's my age. He's my age.
Now, granted, if it was me, yeah, no, I would have let her. I would have said something, and if he still disagreed, I'd be like, "All right, go ahead, fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Do you?"
Do
Because that wouldn't have been the hill that I would have died on. That's just me. But I get why CM Punk said something. You know what I mean? I totally understand. Like, I wouldn't want that bullshit on my show. But all right, you told me Tony said you can do it. All right, me and him will have a talk about this later. But you go ahead and do that dumb shit. I'll see you in a month
Yeah.
because you're gonna fuck yourself up and you're gonna be out for a month.
And he was getting written off of TV anyway for a week, so he could just go to Hawaii. That was like his
Yeah.
whole ordeal. That's what he wanted to do. It was just weird, man. And then like you have the 0 hour situation happening in his live, and then Jack going on, and and to be fair, right? That is young man shit going on.
Yeah, like that's child. Like that's
what that is.
that is
Yo.
what like that. Because I didn't watch the 0 hour. Like I said, I didn't watch 0 hour,
did.
and
I was watching it with Idol.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't see the 0 hour, and so that's why. Like, just for what? And then on top of the fact, you did it on the 0 hour. You didn't even do it on pay per view. Like, you're not even that bold. Like, shut up, boy. You're on YouTube. Shut up. You're on YouTube.
Like I said,
You're
like, that's not, like you thought you were like you thought you was that dude by doing this, but you're like the parameters. Like, bro, you're on YouTube. Chill out. You thought you were gonna ride that and be like, yeah, I just called out Punk on YouTube.
Listen, Jack Perry doing that situation. Hey, bro, you did that on YouTube. This show and that thing happened on the same site. Like,
right, bro. Like,
only
for all that, you could have did it on our show.
100,000 people saw you do that shit. Like,
right?
Cool. Like,
no, I just when I saw that, I was like, oh, I kind of want to fuck up. I wanted to fuck him up for Punk. If I'm gonna be honest, I saw that, I was just like, why? Like, why? Why did you take that couple of seconds to do that, knowing that when you walk back there through Gorilla, you got to come across this guy?
Right, like he's not about to go up next. Like he's not about to open the show.
The next match.
Like they're not going live.
And then my thing is this. So you telling me you didn't see that happen. And you didn't take precautions to be like, you know what? I think I need to de-escalate this.
Right.
Why? Like, why didn't you do anything? But you were afraid for your life. If you were that afraid for your life, you would have got your ass up and told those niggas to stop. Because you're the fucking boss.
This is how you know, like, these guys run these ideas by Tony and then explain to him about like how great of an idea this is going to be, right? Let's talk about like MJF situation, right? Where he literally came on TV and called Tony Khan a fucking mark, right? On live TV. And everybody's like, oh, this is such good shit. And it was like, bro, you were doing the same thing that Jericho was telling the tag team division to do in year one. Like, stop burying people that don't need to get buried. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And instead, Tony Khan doesn't say anything, and it just keeps going. And then here comes these escalations of situations that you don't know how to handle. So you have got to have you've got to have a better structure. Like after the matches, like, and to be fair, right, just like how you mentioned with Vince, right, you don't meet with Vince first. You don't get to meet with Tony first and you talk about how great your match was. No, go to the fucking back, talk to one of your fucking agents, the guys who are going to tell you what you did well. And then if Tony wants to talk to you, then go talk to Tony about what happened. But it is so mind-boggling that the situation gets so massive that your biggest draw on Collision and the guy who is probably going to be the biggest draw for tonight's show is gone.
That's factual. Because I sure didn't watch Collision.
I didn't either. I watched Collision.
I watched Payback. Exactly. I watched Payback.
I
I would.
watched I watched the very beginning of Collision because I wanted to see what was it like,
What was
what
gonna happen? What
the
was about to
no,
happen?
I
But
wanted to see how the fucking fans were reacting, and they reacted exactly the way that I
That's
thought they
perfect,
would
Cliff.
beginning.
Make sure you clip that. Clip that and
Somebody
gif
clip
that.
it and gif it to me.
Because that's perfectly on how Tony looked. But yeah, man, we've been. I want to move on because we got more stuff to talk about. But I know the Punk thing is just the whole thing is wild.
Oh no, we'll talk more about it with grinds my gears because that's I have more. That's
exactly.
why I've been holding back.
So man, it's just the whole. All in all, I think for on my personal opinion, I don't think he should have been fired. And if he was fired, I think Jack should be fired as well. It should not just be one or the other. Both. It's either both or none. At least that's how I feel in the situation. Because Jack Perry, at the end of the day, should not be going into no camera trying to shoot. Like not on like no.
Repercussions. And if
Starting to rain
whether you're the
here.
biggest name on the card or one
Or
of
the
the
bottom.
pillars,
Yeah.
fuck around and you're gonna get fired. That should have just been. That's right. I agree with that 100%. That should have been the move.
No, definitely hands down. Should have been both, not just one.
But
Like like at the end of the day, it was escalated because somebody wanted to be a dumbass and make an ass of the company and themselves live on YouTube. And maybe pay per view if somebody was watching it on TV.
And you're right. So I want to just brief point on that on the comment, and I'm gonna move on to the to the match of the week. Not match of the week. I'm sorry, temp check. But you're right. He should have Jr. or Tony Schiavone as his right hand man, but he doesn't. He's got Schiavone. I do know that Schiavone does work hand in hand with him. He's got Danielson, but he's too busy buddy with the Elite. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. I mean, it's all Elite Wrestling. So who am I, right? It surely is all Elite Wrestling. AEW. All right, temp check, y'all. Temp check.
All right, I'll go first.
All right,
My hottest wrestler, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Like, hands down. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a free agent now, and he can be a dick and go to WWE right now, just to be an asshole.
And what if he doesn't? What if he goes to Japan? What
Hey,
what if
more power to him.
That's the thing. What if or he might he go to Impact? Why? He go Scott D'Amore is about to call up Phil. Be like, hey man,
Right.
Hey pal, look, I heard about what happened. Look, I just want you to wrestle a couple times a year. That's it. You don't even gotta be here every week. Which what I think Punk should have done.
Probably.
He should.
He should have not went to AEW. He probably should have went to Impact.
No, I don't. No. I think he should have. I always feel like he should have. He should, like AEW was for him to make his return to wrestling. If you were gonna do it, you got to do it big. Like it's the young upstart. Why not shift the rafters even more? Why not? Because AEW was already at that point. They won the war on Wednesday night. Like they're already the better company. Like at least to the fan population. So.
They're not. They're not.
I would cry. The NWA as a company is what has gotten to be now. It sucks. It really sucks because they had me hooked. I was hooked on NWA.
They're going through a little bit of a change.
They're going through a little bit of change. No, they won't. They got too many. I'm gonna shut up. Anyway,
I watched the
coldest wrestler.
Interview. It wasn't bad. Oh, Chris
coldest wrestler. Everybody agrees. Hottest wrestler. I figured that was yours.
Jericho. It's Jericho.
Go ahead, Cliff.
Let's see. My coldest wrestler of the week.
Yeah.
Damn, it's a tough call for me today because like I want to say Jack Perry.
That's mine.
Is my coldest.
That's mine.
It's a hard not to, but no, real. You know what?
That's mine.
He's not a wrestler. He's not a wrestler. I'm not gonna play. He's not a wrestler. But hey, yo, Tony Khan, bro. Like I know, like I legit work my ass off to like want to get noticed by AEW, but this week, bro, you got to hold the L and be the coldest wrestler, coldest person of the week.
Oh, boy, the L train.
I was gonna say Tony too, but I figured I'd stick to. Yeah, if it ain't broke, I'll fix it.
Grinding your gears to bury Tony Khan to the.
Yeah, I'm saving it.
Yeah, you get a whole segment to talk trash about him, so I figured, not overkill it by making. I got you, brother. Understand.
Yeah.
I understand your logic, bro. All right, let's talk about more happier things, because John Cena. All right, so. Well,
you see his new T-shirt though that has like it has a hole in the towels with his 3 fingers up. Yes. I was like, no way, no fucking way that's what that means. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me because I will forever be pissed. If he holds up the 3 fingers because of the towel, I'm gonna be like, bro, I am done. I will officially be off the John Cena train. Fuck everything after the Doctor of Thugonomics.
So John Cena's back, and he's gonna be back for a nice little while. I think it's a nice little 2 months. Cena is still alive. Yes, he's still kicking, making movies, but he can't make movies because they're on strike. So hey, he gotta pay bills too. He got
paid Ford back for selling off that car that they let him buy.
Right.
So look, he got to make his money. Cena's back. What should Cena be doing these 2 months? What do you want to see Cena do these 2 months? All right, we'll start with Damien, go with Cliff, then I'll follow up.
You know what? If I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I don't give a fuck as long as I see him on my screen. If I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, like he can do anything right now, as long as I get a great promo. And the 5 moves of doom, I'm a happy man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Like John Cena's at that point that he doesn't even have to do anything. All he got to do is show up.
Look, I will say this.
All I gotta do is hear the start like.
It's great. Look, I agree. This is another topic we all agree on. We went through a whole debate topic legitimately in 2 minutes, guys. I agree with you on that. Look, being as John Cena is my generation, and I was a 10-year-old kid when John Cena was hot, and you can't see me, all that. So it is great to see John Cena on TV. Look, he was the special guest referee. And that was great. Just seeing him there.
The little segment he had in the back with the bow tie.
I was about to say, yep. When he did his southpaw wrestling interview, I was like, I like this. This is great. It's great to see Cena. Absolutely. I want to see Cena mix it up with Cody. I don't think it's gonna happen. But I want to see Cena and Cody mix it up.
Survivor Series, never say never.
You're right, never say never. But if the Survivor Series is the case, I want to see I don't know. It depends on how they do Survivor Series. If they do the whole SmackDown versus Raw joint, I want to see them on on Team Raw. Cody and Cena. Cody, look, Cody
being involved.
That's fine too. I like the NXT. Like, look, it's not black and gold. All right. Now,
no, it's not.
If you do it this year, NXT cannot sweep any of the main roster there because there is legit no one unless their name is Mello that's really cooking on the level as far as main roster. Level. I don't think
Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus Carmelo
is fire.
That
That's fire.
Huh. Huh.
That's
Hmm.
get,
I mean, we know who's gonna win, but huh.
Yeah, somebody's
look.
gonna miss.
Still sets up
He
possibilities for
whoa whoa
anybody to
whoa
win.
whoa
That's as far as I'm taking it.
whoa. Were you picking Mello in that situation?
You know why I'm picking Mello?
He
Because I'm
could. He
hoping
could.
that Seth just delivers a stomp and then gets rolled up. That's
That could happen, but that could happen.
it.
Melo
That's
could
it.
easily pull out a
That's it.
victory on Seth. Real easy.
Ah, you're crazy. Y'all are crazy. No, don't do this to me, because
Yeah.
when y'all did this with the heel turn of Adam Cole, and that didn't happen, ladies. Oh, folks, we didn't get done. Yeah, it didn't happen. No one
I
turned.
know, right?
And
Right.
and
I
guess
was so
what?
mad about
The match lost 2.5 stars for me. It did not happen. Y'all had me hooked and convinced that Adam Cole was turning on MJF. The match I was
thought he
watching,
was.
I was waiting. I go, oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Roddy with the dick kick. Roddy with the dick kick had me. I said, there it is. Didn't happen. So no. Don't give me any more ideas. Mysterio, Gunther, and Dom. That is fine. Whoa, go back to that one. What did he say? Mysterio, Gunther,
Survivor
and
Series.
Dom.
No.
Yo!
Ooh.
But you
Are
know what
we?
the problem would be, though, is that at one point in time, though, Dom will have to be working with Ray to help defeat Gunther. And the crowd will kind of get behind. Not that they're not behind Judgment Day, but they're gonna have to get behind Dominic, and I think you might dissipate some of the heat that man's built up. I think,
Bro, are you crazy? All he got to do is, after they get him out the ring, kick his daddy right in the nose. They will boo him all over. What you talking about? That man Dom is on point.
That is true.
Okay, there is nothing that little boy can't do. I can't call him little. He's like the same age as me. Like that young man is on point. Okay, there is nothing. Dom and JD McDonough are MVPs of Payback last night.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Judgment Day takeover. All right, remember when y'all was saying Judgment Day need to fizzle out months ago?
I don't recall ever saying that.
Somebody said it. Maybe it was Damien.
I don't think I said it.
I feel like you said it.
I didn't say that.
That was probably you.
That is crazy.
That's what it was.
No, it wasn't. No, wilding. I didn't say that. I didn't say
You know
that.
it was you.
I didn't say that. Make sure to delete that footage.
You know what's crazy though? Like, we talk about people that we want to see Cena. Like, what do we want to see Cena do? I definitely want to see Cena.
Cena and Dom.
Cena.
Oh,
right here. Cena and Braun Breaker. Let me get that match.
Oh,
I would like to see
against
that.
Anybody who's on the up and up, like ready to come up and get the real rub, right? Like Grayson Waller. I think I want to see.
I think that's what we're getting. I think we are getting Grayson Waller and Cena. I think that's just a given, which is cool.
That's
I'm all for that.
Fun. That's gonna be fun.
Jay, of course. Yes, Jay would love to have that. Braun Breaker is definitely just imagine Cena about to win his match, right, against Grayson Waller, and Braun Breaker comes out and just destroys Cena, and Grayson Waller gets to win. And then now we get Braun Breaker versus John Cena at Survivor Series. Bruh. Sign me up for that.
Oh wow.
I can take that. I can live with that. I wouldn't be
only
mad.
if Cena gives Braun a real match, not that thing he did with Austin Theory.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're. He ain't had no choice. They gonna have no choice.
Braun gonna make him work.
All right, match of the week. Go.
Yeah.
Match of the week. Go.
Oh damn! There's been a lot of good matches from.
I got mine. From All In. Yeah. I got my. I
going there.
I got
ruined for me.
It did.
That got ruined for me.
What's your match of the week?
So I got two. I got a 1A and a 1B.
Okay.
I have to give it to that trios match, the Acclaimed and the House of Black.
Of course you do. It wasn't bad.
I
it wasn't good.
it was awesome. It was awesome. And my what you call it? My 1B is, man, them ladies killed it. Becky and Trish last night in the steel cage
That was in the comment.
Really good.
shocked me.
That was really good. That was
Man, talk, and the funny thing is this,
good.
talk about people going, man, we don't care about this anymore, to the match getting put off of the pay-per-view. Bruh.
Yep.
I know they came fierce with it.
I was like, oh, I got a 1C just because this match was fire too, and I thought it was gonna be a real letdown. Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins,
that was
man,
good. That was actually gonna be mine.
Bucks and FTR. So look, here's the thing about that one. While the match was great, and as like you can't get any, like those two, they just move, they just work, they work like butter, like they just work together. Out of their matches, that is the match they had. The last one was my least favorite one.
I thought it was kind of their best one.
See, really, that's
actually.
Wait a minute. First of all, hey, stop. Hold on. Wait. Is the run involved today or not? Because I need to know why.
Is the what?
Run. No, I'm drinking, and I can't remember what the pen is right now. But yeah.
Okay, so it's not the run. Whatever that is, keep that shit.
It's
he gave the Bucks a compliment.
Yeah.
It's Peach Crown, Peach.
It's just real enough to
Peach
give the compliment to the Bucks, but not high enough that he can give Chris Jericho the compliment.
Oh God, hell no! I never give that nigga a compliment. I will compliment him when he leaves.
Is he gonna need some moon rock for that?
Oh my gosh!
Some moon rock, some cocaine, some.
Oh my gosh! Alrighty, moving on. Did you give your match of the week?
I did not.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, give your match of the week.
My match of the week is gonna be Hook and Junk. No,
I was about to walk off.
At the 0 hour of AEW. No,
you were getting a walk off on that one.
Let me get actually. I know a lot of people have been shitting on this match, and I don't give a damn. But let me get Penta versus OC. Like, I loved Orange Cassidy's match with Penta. I know everybody's gonna be like, the Canadian Destroyer spot. I don't care. I was entertained. That's all I cared about. And then let me get my 1B, which will be the Judgment Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Oh, that's my 1B. That's my 1B. That actually match surprisingly had me hooked.
It was.
I thought Sami KO was winning.
I did too.
I really did.
I did too.
I did too. It like got to the point where it was like, okay, all these people did shit and they are still fighting. I was like, they're not. they're no fucking. Then Dom comes out of nowhere. I was like, well, no shit. You got me.
Yeah,
I would have bet money that Judgment Day was losing at that point.
I thought so too. When they were trading finishes, I was like, I was literally. So no.
Was the women's title match a little wonky? And it wasn't Rhea's fault.
I like Raquel. I really do like Raquel, right?
I don't.
I think she has. Well, listen. I know you don't. Okay, I like Raquel Rodriguez, the wrestler.
I don't like her as a wrestler either. I don't like her as a wrestler either.
I know you don't.
I never like even. I was waiting for Dakota Kai to turn on her. I was waiting for her.
I loved her when she was a heel.
I never liked her.
Raquel as a heel is more believable than a face.
When she wrestled at the women's show a few years back now, Jesus. She was working Casey Canzano, and Casey got to win, and she did a lot of base work, and she was like doing a really good job of just like being in position for her, and that's why I started liking Rachel at the time. But now with Raquel, I think what it is she's just like stuck in this growth where she's in this plateau period right now. She's like going to start breaking and start pushing through the glass ceiling. But the only other problem I have with her is that once she loses, like there's really like you have nowhere to go with her. Like you really don't, and you don't even know what you're doing with her now. Like she's just kind of fiddling around, and then you had her lose to Rhea. You don't even have a plan for her now. What are you gonna do now? Put another tag team title on her? Like have her go to SmackDown or Raw and get beat? Gets NXT? Like what's she gonna do? So
Send it back to NXT as a big ass heel.
Or you can just, you know.
You can do the same thing you're doing with Baron Corbin. Nothing.
No, you could, you know, you could give her future endeavors. No, wait, he don't work there no more.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Calm down, Chaz.
So just
yes,
all the gold right now.
That's what I've been saying since day one.
Cashing it, fail.
Yes, I've been saying. Have I not been saying that?
You don't.
Been saying that.
No, you
have
haven't.
I not been saying that? It was either EO or I was like, someone's failing. Like one of them is failing this year. Like someone is.
What if they don't though?
So who's holding?
Well, they both successfully cash in. I really thought Priest was cashing in last night. I was like,
and that's why I knew he wasn't cashing in because they won the belts. That's why I knew.
It just didn't. Yeah. No, but see, that's would also be the perfect opportunity to do that, right? Like you just win, you have him win the titles, and then he cashes in, and now you have this kind of awkward thing between, you know, Finn and Damian, right? Because like Finn was trying to win, he didn't win. Here comes Damian, he wins, he's got the title now, and Finn is always just eyeing the title. And I just think that you have like this awkwardness of like going back up. I would have liked to see it, but it is what it is at this point. So he hasn't cashed in yet. So, and it gives an excuse for Seth to kind of let go of the title, right? Like they've just been selling his back these last 4 weeks. He's got a hurt back. He's got a broken back, back broken, broke back, whatever. Like
broke back.
Yo, just have him lose. Have him drop the title to Priest. And then it's not like he's gonna hurt him.
Last night.
He
should have lost last night. Actually.
Oh yeah, he got his teeth, bro. Shinsuke was whipping him up last night. He was whipping his tail.
Priest is a bum.
Ron Holiday's in the chat. Hi, Ron. That's what I thought. Because see, someone else agreeing with me. Thanks, Noah. Yeah. I appreciate you.
All right, what's next?
That's what I said. I said that already. I'm not answering that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was reading the comments. All right, moving on. All right, let's talk about Bray. This was a. I know. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Favorite Bray Wyatt moments.
That broke my heart. When I first saw him pop up on NXT with that new character, from day one, literally from day one that he opened his mouth as Bray Wyatt, like I was hooked. And then just seeing and watching that progress, of how it progressed, it was great. Like I know a lot of people shit on some of the stuff that he did, but it was good. It was entertaining. It sucked me in. Like, yeah, no, I fucked with Bray Wyatt from day one. I don't think I've ever not been on Bray Wyatt's side, no matter what he's done. It's like he's one of those that can't do no wrong.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Even when he does wrong.
Even when
he does, because that as many of the highs that he's had, there are some lows. As everyone does.
Yeah.
I'll be 100. I have like I thought about this. I thought you were gonna ask this question, right? I really believed you were gonna ask this question, and I was trying to limit my moments to a top moment, and I didn't even have one. So I have like 3 different moments that instantly popped in my head that I was like, yo, these are like my favorite moments of Bray, right? So, and there's no in particular order, right? But when Bray and when the Wyatt family showed up and the Shield were like wanting to get into that initial confrontation, and remember, like Seth was like, "Well, if you guys are gonna do something, why don't you come down here and do it?" And Bray was like, "Funny." Was thinking the same thing, and they came out, and there's that moment where like the two biggest factions at that time were on either side of the ring. Listen, like I'm welling up thinking about it, but I got like mad goosebumps. I was like,
That
this
was
is
pretty
it.
cool.
This is gonna be like the greatest fights ever. And I was so enamored with like just listening to Bray deliver his stuff. But at this moment, this was like the complete badassness of just what the Wyatt family were. Because like Bray was like he got these two dudes behind him who understood his vision and what he wanted to accomplish. And the Shield were just a pack of hungry dogs that were looking to fight. And you just see these two forces just meet in the middle of the ring. And it's so funny when I look back at it and think, man, like because of that loss to the Wyatt family was ultimately the reason why the Shield fell apart. Like it was Bray Wyatt that caused that. Like I know people can be like, "Well, Hunter had the plan B." Shut the fuck up. Bray started that shit. Bray
Oh
did
no,
it.
he
Right?
got the ball rolling. He got the
He
ball rolling.
did. Because remember, like eventually, like had that they had that third match where Seth Rollins skipped out. Like he jumped out the ring. And he was like, "Yo, I'm out," and he was pissed. And like that ultimately let down. I like the moment with when it was Roman and Bray and they were tagging, and you see Bray like hit Sister Abigail, and he's just standing in the pin. He just
points and the spear, yeah.
That was such a great moment to me too. It was like I was like, oh my god, like that's just a killer point. That's just like this man not even looking behind him, just got him. And then like my favorite moment, and I will probably say this will probably be my favorite moment of like all my favorite moments was, and I told you guys about this, and it's been on this show that I've said this, right? Was when Bray Wyatt showed up with the Firefly Funhouse. I was like, this is by far like
yes.
my
Oh, that
favorite
was great.
theme ever in pro
It was
wrestling because it's
great.
like here's this dude, and the funniest thing was it reminded me of this movie Demolition Man, right? Where like Wesley Snipes was talking to I forget who he's talking to in the movie, but he's like, God, you're like an evil Mr. Rogers. And he throws his gun to Jesse Ventura, and Jesse shoots him, right? Shoots the mayor. And like seeing Bray come out as this like evil Mr. Rogers just like spoke to me, and I like got captivated in just the way that he was delivering everything. And then we got the introduction of the Fiend, and by all means, I thought like that was like the greatest thing that had ever happened, like for him and for the business, because everybody got behind it. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about a guy who literally was telling people that he was there, that they were his fireflies, and he was just there, and like the crowd got behind him, and this man was like a complete entity. He was and unfortunately, like his time got cut short, right? Let's be real. This man was the Undertaker of our generation.
Oh no, he was hands down. My wife says that like all the time. Like
Yeah.
he's this new age's Undertaker. I have to
Yeah.
agree with that 100%.
Yeah. The mythical character.
I mean, he got the nod. I mean, the match with him and Undertaker, it wasn't that bad. It
No,
was really fun.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
amazing.
Like just and he got to wrestle him at WrestleMania too.
Mhm.
That was cool.
Unfortunately, and
The
the
stuff with him and
unfortunate thing is
Randy, him and
he had to
Daniel.
lose too, because like that was right after he lost to Brock, and then he
Mhm.
beats Bray, and then he loses to Roman, and I'm like,
It should have been the other way around.
should have lost, and then it should have been Bray winning.
Right.
Agreed. I got a lot of man. Like I said, I watched the Bray Wyatt character from when it debuted. I was there. They when Wyatt family debuted in Baltimore, and
I do remember that.
yeah, and just watching that was really really cool for me. Just the whole thing. We're here, like that was the very first. We're here, though, with the lantern and all that. Oh man, there's just so much. The just the whole idea of cinematic matches. Like we got like thank you Bray Wyatt for saving us and during the pandemic. Like
That match with John Cena.
I was just
My
about to
God.
say, thank you for
It's
saving
just a match.
WrestleMania.
I watched
That
My
it.
match with John Cena
my
was
it's
great.
funny. My wife loved that match just because of the psychological stuff behind it. She's just like, wow,
Yeah.
this is just great. And I was just like, this is crazy. I don't know what I'm watching. She's like, I'm like, you think this is great? Cool, all right, cool. I don't know what I'm watching.
It
I
it
think I'm
was
watching the
bigger
destruction of John
than
Cena before my eyes. Is what I think I'm watching. But yeah, man, like
it was
The
built
Fiend,
beautifully.
it was, and like when Bray came back and this the Uncle Howdy, the stuff, I just wish we could just see what the whole story, once
That's what hurts the most.
everything unfolded. You're right, I agree. I think that's what really hurts the most, especially for his fans, us that really were invested in Bray, like really was we were in the story with him. Like when he was talking to the people that, hey, you've been with me, he was talking to us, so we don't get to see the full story, all the different characters. I'm like, what if the Fiend would come back? What if the other Bray Wyatt comes back? What if all the character,
Oh,
all this stuff?
dude.
And so
Those promos he was doing when he came back, dude.
he was just a great storyteller,
That
man.
first promo when he
Oh,
came back and he was in SmackDown and he was speaking from the heart as Wyndham and not as Bray will always resonate in my head and in my heart, because it was like you just watched the man just like open up completely,
Mhm.
and it was
right?
just so open with everything. And it was like, how does WWE initially let go of somebody like this who legit, like when he came back and that door opened at Extreme Rules, right?
That
The camera
was
on
amazing.
the microphones on the camera, right, are so sensitive. They only pick up what's in front. They could not hear this man say we're here, right, before he blew the
Yeah.
lantern out. This man comes back out, can't even start speaking, is already in tears because the crowd just talk about how much they missed him. Like, you genuinely missed on this man so badly because you just didn't know how to book him. And I get it, right? Not everything that he did was gonna be a home run, but this man had a mind for the business that was, and it's going to be hard to compare because of how great some of these other people were. But look at people like a Jericho, or as Heenan, right, or as Paul Heyman. Like, this man had that kind of ability to foresight things that were coming and able to adapt his way through it. And it's so hard to look back and see somebody like Bray is gone, but to know, like, this man legitimately, I don't know if you guys know this or not, right, but like every episode for the Firefly Funhouse is there's a name for each episode, right, and each
Mhm.
Yes, I do
episode
know
was
that.
from a promo that he had said 6 months in advance before he ever became, the Firefly Funhouse leader. Like,
Huh. I didn't know that.
so I mean, like, this dude was like able to like understand, like, hey, this isn't working. This is gonna start working. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get this. People say that I ramble too much, so I made a character called Ramblin' Rabbit. And it's just, bro, the dude had
The
just the most beautiful mind for the business, and it sucks that he's
the
gone.
Yeah.
QR code
Yep.
of
The
his
QR
of his
codes.
return. Dude, that was ingenious.
Oh yeah, the
That
QR codes are great.
was ingenious. I was so jealous. I was so jealous. I mean, look at the character that I had, like, a couple years back. It wasn't inspired by Brave, but it was. I had the idea, and then the Fiend popped up, and it was like, well, fuck. Well, I'm doing it anyway. Fuck it.
Well, and that's what I said.
And
I was talking about it. Like, I was like, just imagine that. And I put it on Twitter and I put it on Facebook too. And I was like, imagine that you have a guy that just like comes out and says some shit that just like captivates you, like on a personal level, right? And then this guy comes out with a new character because like the old one just kind of like fades off, right? And then
Right.
you find yourself like, of all of a sudden you find yourself not fearing of having to, hey, let me let go of these pre-notions of like, hey, I'm too scared to do this, because this guy legitimately just carried a whole fun character that has a dead serious side to him. And I was like, and I want to do that same thing. And then like the newer version of Red Dog starts to become and more open, right? And it's all inspired because of Bray Wyatt just doing this thing. And I was like, I want to do that because of him. So I was like, I'm very grateful that I got to experience what that looked like and then get to run with it myself.
That is good. And on top of that, he was a cool ass dude.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Facts.
top all of that, and he was actually a cool, legit, like cool person.
Yeah.
Like to his fans, anytime he was in public, like his family, in the locker room, you would figure somebody like that, like usually somebody like that is very secluded, private, kind of standoffish, because that's me. But like he was a legit cool dude, so that's what makes it even like I guess cooler because everybody has like memories that I've got a chance to meet him and share locker room with him. That it's not like he was just a cool fucking dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's I feel so sad. I feel bad for his family.
That
I
visual
really
at
do.
the end, though, of SmackDown.
Oh,
When they
with
had
the
the
yes,
That was
the lantern.
creepy. That was
Ye-
eerie and creepy. No, the whole thing, the silhouette on the freaking what's the name? That was creepy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It
It was
how
great. It was great though. It was great.
I was gonna say, like, how beautifully was that shot that you had to take a second to think about how it was filmed because you had to look at it for a second, like, wait, is Bray really in the ring or
right?
how is this being shot? And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, there's oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. All right, well, we just lost. We just lost Damien just out of nowhere.
Oh, we did. Wow. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
So that happened.
Wonderful. Alrighty. Well then. Is he back?
Nope, he's not back yet.
He's not back. All right then. Well, with that being said, if you made it to the end of this show, all right, you got to this point. Oh, he's gone. Oh well. He was just going to talk trash more about the Bucks. Oh, he's back?
Yeah, he's starting to connect back in.
Okay.
There he is.
Yeah, somebody tried to call me. My bad. All right, let's do this. Where are we at?
We're in the wrap up. That's it. Chaz was telling everybody that they win trophies and shit.
Oh yeah, well I still
Is
say
he-
fuck Tony Khan. You're a fucking idiot. Fuck you. You're a dumbass. Bad timing of growing balls. Very, very bad timing to grow a set of fucking balls and do something. And I can't even say that you grew a set of balls because all you did was follow the recommendations of fucking idiots. So with that being said, technically I would have loved to say, you know what, I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. But after the bullshit that you said live on fucking Collision and then getting booed the fuck out of the building basically and sounding like you were going to cry.
He did sound like he was going to cry
at the beginning or was crying because you're an idiot. You obviously don't know what you're doing. Please give it to somebody. Give it to your dad. I think his dad will do a better job.
He probably wouldn't. Give it to Shivani and Daniel Bryan. I mean Bryan Danielson. That's what needs to happen.
Bryan Danielson was his right hand man.
Exactly. So he needs to give it to Bryan and Shivani and call it
for a little while. Step away for a little bit.
You need to go take care of the Jaguars.
Yo, like, come on. Afraid for your life, my dude. Really? Really? I can understand your safety, but your life.
Hilarious.
Like, what did Punk pull out a gun or a knife or a bazooka?
Probably not.
And if he didn't care,
exactly,
he's wearing trunks. And
yo, he was hiding it right on the side of his trunks. He thought he might have to use it on Samoa Joe. Because I mean, I don't blame him. But I mean,
oh my gosh! Goodbye. All right. So anyway, if you got to this part after Damien talk about bringing out a Uzi on Joe. Thank you for listening. You get a trophy for my PlayStation users. You get an achievement for the Xbox users. For my PC users, You get
Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick.
okay. I
Don't be a
won't.
dick.
I
I think
won't.
they do get some kind of award or achievement for
No, they
beating
don't.
shit in games.
They get a low disk space. That's what they get. That's what they get.
And there
Low
you
disk
go.
space.
Well,
Ha!
there you
Yeah.
go.
I will always throw the. I will always go low, especially with PC users. But anyway, again, make sure you follow us your favorite social media platform. All right, give us that 5-star Frog Splash review on Apple Podcasts, and yeah, follow us. Be on the lookout for some hot news coming out with the 3 count coming soon. With that being said, make sure you go check out another episode. All right, we got an interview show that just dropped. Okay, you should go watch that.
You should.
Yeah, you should.
Yep. In
If
the
you
meantime.
don't, I will find you.
Goodbye.
Hey, 3 Count Podcast listeners, it's your host, the icon Chaz Evans here. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. That's the Facebook, that's the Twitter, that's the Instagram, that's the Snapchat. Wait, we don't have Snapchat. The photo, but we don't have Photo Bucket. But make sure you follow us on all those things at 3 Count Podcast or at 3count_pod. That's on the Twitter, by the way, 3count_pod. But yeah, definitely also make sure you check out our YouTube channel and subscribe to our videos. And if you really like us a lot, definitely go find us on ProWrestlingTees.com/3CountPod and get yourself a 3 Count Podcast t-shirt. And make sure you continue listening to us.